The second ever Call of Duty raid is here with Atomgrad Episode 2, and we're heading back into the nuclear bunker in order to try and find a missing warhead. In this video, I'm going to talk you through each encounter within the raid. A lot of it's pretty straightforward, but there's a couple of tips and tricks that I can share with you just to make your progress through this raid a little bit easier. I'll also include all of the gameplay of every encounter just so you can see exactly how we did it and just kind of enjoy the ride if you want to. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get started.
Comms are dead, but Laswell may still hear us.
Watcher 1, this is Kilo Actual with Bravo in the blind. We've located a missile silo and an ICBM on the platform.
Encountered multiple AQ. Believe the tunnels are cleared to this position.
To get here, we cracked multiple doors and terminals.
Portions of the facility are flooded. We work together, sharing limited resources to push on.
We have not found Alex, but my soldiers who went in with him are KIA.
If Alex is still alive, he's somewhere ahead of us. We'll stay frosty to find him.
We expect more contact and obstacles to sort moving forward.
Our team will ascend to the top of the silo and see if the warhead is still on the missile. Kilo Actual and Bravo, out here. Let's move.
So the raid opens with a fairly simple section where essentially you're just going up. You've got a ladder to climb up here, and then you can jump onto this kind of little vent to the side. And then there's these handholds that look a little bit odd, but you can basically jump from one to the other and then go up here and kill this guy. The next section is just running through some tunnels and killing a bunch of enemies. We ran as 2 assaults and a medic, so someone had a stim pistol and a self-revive, and the assaults had loads of armor plates, which made all of this fairly easy on normal mode. So in this section, you're going to see some steam jets coming from the walls. They don't really do much to you. You can just kind of push past them here. But I think they're meant to teach you what these steam jets do, that they will push you away. And obviously that's a bit of a problem for this next section where you need to climb past one. So you can see there's some handholds up on this wall where Scotto's climbing, and then there's a steam jet coming out. You need to turn that one off, and you do that using the valve down on the floor. So you need one player to stay at the bottom next to this valve, and the other 2 can climb up. And to get past the first vent, that player just interacts with the valve and it'll turn the steam vent off, and then you can hop onto this little kind of vent air conditioning unit. I don't know really what it is. And then when you're on there, they interact with the valve again down on the floor. It'll turn off the one in front of you, but turn on the one behind you, blocking their path. And then you can climb up at the top. At the top, there's a valve that does the exact same thing. So now you can manipulate the vents so they can climb up too. When you drop out of this vent, there's actually a piece of intel behind you. If you want to see a guide for all 20 pieces of intel, please let me know in the comments. I didn't do one for the first episode because I didn't really think people were that bothered about the intel, but now it looks like there might be a decent reward for it. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments and I'll get working on it. Anyway, once you go up these stairs, you're into the first jumping puzzle room, and there's going to be a bunch of these. So basically, there's 3 switches on this control panel. You need to interact with all 3 of these at the same time, and then these red kind of hatches on the left, they will start opening up. Now, these hatches, you need to jump on them kind of in order to get across to the other side. But if 2 players jump on them at the same time, they'll collapse and shut, and then you'll fall to your death. So you kind of need to make sure that only one person jumps on one at a time. And you can see here, they jump in order. So the person behind just has to kind of wait for the person in front to jump before they go. And then once you're at the end, hop across. You do have to be quite fast. The hatches don't stay open for long. And once you've finished it, then you can go up this zip line onto the next floor. Now on the next floor, you're going to be doing the same thing again. You need to wait for all 3 people to get up here because you all need to hit the switches at exactly the same time. So do a little countdown, hit all the switches, and then you're going to be starting with these hatches on the left. Now, if you need a little bit of help jumping over these, you can switch to your pistol, makes it a little bit easier. Once you get on the 3rd one, you want to jump over to the right so you can go up these pipes. And that actually resets it a little bit because the next one doesn't open for a while, so everyone's got a moment to catch up. And then the next bit's a little bit trickier time-wise. So you have to jump on this one, then jump over to the other side of the room when it opens, and then start jumping on these kind of as quickly as you can. Then on the 4th one, the route you're meant to take is to jump down to this one that opens on the right. You can actually make it to the balcony without that one, but it makes sense to try and do that one just to make it a little bit safer. Then once you've done that, you should be able to go through these doors. You need all of your different players to get there, and then you should be able to drop down this little shaft.
Clear. Lots of equipment.
Soviets left more than a missile. They don't know.
Let's move.
The Russians didn't leave this. Make you dig it in.
One new thing, or at least as far as I remember it's a new thing for this raid, are these armor boxes. So you've got big crates full of armor and you can interact with them repeatedly. So if you're an assault class and you have 5 spare slots, you can interact with it once to get free and then interact with it again to fill everything up, which is pretty handy. Now you're going to be heading into this big large room where again you're going to be fighting loads of enemies, so just kind of clear them out. And then we're going to be trying to head to the top of this room. So once you've cleared the room, you need to get one of your squad mates to interact with the valve nearby to shut off this fire. Wait until they've interacted with it and you see the fire going down before you go up. Then once you get to the top, there's actually going to be a bunch of AI up here. We'd already killed them at this point. And then there's another copy of the valve, so you can do the same thing, just like you did at the beginning of the raid. So then you can interact with this one. The person at the bottom can wait until the fire shuts off, and then they can come up the same rope safely. And then you can move on to the next section. Once you get to this little shaft that goes down here, you're going to be going into the last of the jumping puzzles, and it'll be exactly the same sort of thing to begin. You all need to hit one of these buttons at the same time to activate it, and this time I would strongly suggest you do switch to your pistol just to make this a bit easier. So you're going to be hopping onto these ones onto the left all the way to the end, and then you can kind of already see there's a U-shape to this room, so you're going to be heading backwards on yourself. So you can jump on this one, and then the one on the opposite side and this one are going to go up at the same time. So you have to be quite quick to jump over there. And then you just want to run back as fast as you can, because those few at the end, because of the weird timing, it's very easy for them to collapse for the 3rd person. So just try to do it as quickly as you can. If everybody makes it, and you can see Scotto only just made it there, then you should be able to stack up on these doors to open it up and go into the next section, where there's going to be yet more fighting, but this time in the dark.
Thank you. They're below us.
leather armory.
We can breach through here. Set charges on the door. Charges up. Find some cover. Thank you, down there. Well, let's go down there then.
Once you get into the next room, you're in what I think is the hardest encounter in the entire raid, particularly for one player on your team. So you're going to find 3 different panels. The first one ventilates toxic gas in the next room, so if you interact with it, all of the gas in the next room will be cleared out for about 40 seconds, and the timings for this are quite important. Then the next panel will shut off some ventilating fans, so you can shut them off, and I'm not sure entirely how long they shut down for, but not for very long. And then the last one will open a door, and this one doesn't open a door for very long at all. This opens an airlock door that's down to the left, and it does not take very long before that airlock door slams shut again. So what you're going to have to do is to decide who's the unlucky one on your team, and they're going to be going off by themselves. So the people who are interacting with the panels are going to have to fight enemies up here. There's going to be enemies coming out all the time as soon as someone starts walking through those rooms. And that's fairly annoying. Like, they'll come up on the balconies, they can shoot you from all around, and you have to be hitting everything else in time because the player who's going off by themselves only has 40 seconds to go through. So what you want to do is have one person interact with the gas panel. That will clear out all of the gas from the room, and then the other player, the second player, to interact with the door at basically the same time, because that will give the player who's running the most time to get through. Then the player who's running needs to start sprinting through those rooms. The route they need to take is pretty straightforward, to be honest. The only real danger they have to worry about is that there's some pools of water that have electricity in them, and if you step in them, it will slow you down, disorient you a little bit, and make your gun fire off all over the place. So you can just run around them. But remember, you only have 40 seconds to do this, so you do have to be pretty fast. Once you get to this next room where there's a lot of water, you'll see 3 fans on the other side. Once you see them, then you can tell your team to shut off the fans, and one of these fans will shut down. I think it's random which one, so you just have to kind of look at them and work out which one shut down and then head through that. At this point, when I recorded this one, we didn't know that happened, so I was waiting for the middle one to shut down like it had the last time. Now, once you go to the next room, you can go through a little bit more electricity, or you can jump over, which would be much more sensible. And then you climb onto these boxes into the next room, and then they have to hit the button to open the doors again in order to open the door to let you out. Now, if you're the runner, you're now going to be going in basically a copy of that room where you have to do all of the same things for the other 2 people in your team, but basically by yourself while there's still loads of AI fighting you. So the first 2 players who were activating the panels before have to queue up by the door, and then the player who's gone through needs to kill some AI and then interact with the panel at the end, which will turn off the gas for the room, and then sprint back to the door, and all of that time that it takes you to get back to the door panel will be time that the other players don't have to get through. They won't have 40 seconds to get through. Hit the door. As soon as they get through to the fan, hit the fan panel. Then as soon as they get through to the second door, you need to hit that door again, and then they can join you in this room and kill the AI. This was really difficult, so we got Flynn to do it. Yeah, I think I'll have to go through and try and survive by myself. Or Flynn goes through and does it by himself.
And uses his self-res.
Because you've got the self-res.
Yeah, okay, that works.
That probably makes more sense. But then Flynn's got to do it all on the other side.
I mean, you could also use your jug suit, I guess.
That won't give me a self-revive.
No, but
Oh, you mean just to survive
die.
while I'm doing it? Yeah, okay. You can try. Well, do you want to try going through first, Flynn?
Oh yeah, give it a shot.
You just literally run through, and then there's a bit where you climb up, and you'll see 3 fans, and then tell us to close fans. And when that happens, you just have to switch one of them. Like only one of them will turn off.
Yeah, fans.
And then you run through, and just try to avoid the electricity with the water on the floor bottom. It doesn't matter that much, but you can do. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Yeah. I'm just hitting the gas. Done.
Okay, the bots come from both balconies, on the right and left.
Okay. Just tell us when you're near the fans.
At the fans now.
Get it.
Okay, I'll get ready by the door.
Alright, sound.
Tell us when you're at the door.
At the door.
Hitting it. Door's done.
Sound. Alright, so I'm
Now
doing
you'll
gas.
have enemies like straight away.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So yeah, if you do gas and then hit the door whenever you can, let's go. You need to be here.
I'm here.
Alright, ventilation system's just resetting, hang on.
Okay.
Come on.
Do you know where the door control is?
No, hang on, actually, I better find it. Alright, so that's the fans. Jesus, door's down the other end, so I have to do gas, then run all the way down to the door. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be fast.
Yeah.
While
Right.
fighting enemies.
Alright, doing the gas now.
Cool.
Ooh, come on. Right, down the doors now. Doors are open, should be.
We're going.
Definitely not fast enough. Fans.
Yeah, fans off.
Left.
Go back to the door.
Yep, go.
Cool.
Door, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, doors opening.
I'm free.
Oh, I'm through. Oh,
Ooh,
Jesus
that was
Christ.
close.
Nice. Nice, boys. Nice.
Once you get through that room, congratulations, you've done what I think is the hardest part, but there is still going to be a bunch of AI spawning, so you're still going to have to fight loads of enemies. Loads of them will keep spawning from these balconies, so kill all of the ones you need to, and then eventually you can head down to a corridor. There's like a yellowy corridor on the other side of the room. That's where you're going to be heading to get to the next section. Now you're at the final checkpoint, so this is where you're going to respawn if you die in the last encounter. Don't worry that you're not going to have to do that gas room again. But once you place this breaching charge, you're now going to be on a timer for the rest of the level. Basically, there's going to be a wall of gas coming up behind you, and you're going to have to push through lots of waves of enemies, loads of armored enemies, in order to try and get to the end, try and get to the escape before you choke on the gas. And it's a little bit of a rush. Even on normal difficulty, there's just a lot of enemies here. So if you've still got Semtexes, if you've got things like shock sticks and things like that, try not to use them on yourself like I did repeatedly just there. Just try to kind of push through and keep on moving as best you can. There is a plate box there, so you can fill up before you go into this last section, but you can follow the route. It's pretty much directly down this corridor once you've gone down the stairs. And down the corridor, there's going to be shield enemies on either side. Sometimes you can just kind of hop to the other side to avoid them. Try to work with your squad to clear out as many as you possibly can as you go, just so you're not getting shot in the back. But it's not essential that you kill every last enemy. The most important thing is that you're constantly moving forwards. It's not like you're going to get lost in this. You're just moving to the end of the corridor and then up the stairs. Once you get to the end of this corridor, there's kind of some cracks on the wall. You need to place a breaching charge here and then just kind of get out of the way, let it explode, so then you can move through to the next bit. And now you've just got a little bit more fighting to do. You've still got that time limit, you've still got the gas, so you still need to be a little bit careful. Like, don't relax just yet. Once you've pushed all the way through to the end of this corridor, make sure everyone's together, so res people if you need to, shoot anyone who's chasing you. And then once you interact with this button at the end with everyone there, that's the end of the raid. So congratulations! If you found this useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye!
Clear.
All clear.
Who's broken?
One piece here.
You good, old man?
Been worse.
On you, boss. Look,
AQ.
Who shut down?
who the hell hit him?
Someone trying to stop them from doing this.
Fucking hell. Alcatala got the warhead.
Recently.
Very.
It's Alex.
I got 3-1.
There's a lot of steel between us and you, mate.
Button, left side.
Eyes on. Done.
What happened?
Had a firefight with AQ. They killed the Reef and the others.
We know. Rahmel Rahon.
Captain. Sergeant.
Told you you'd have friends nearby. Man of Steel.
Titanium. Bulletproof. From the knee down, anyway.
How are you still alive?
Their commander. He spared me.
Why?
He had a message. Wanted me to deliver it personally. To you.
To me? Who is this commander?
Farah. You're not gonna like this.
Alex. Who?
Your brother. Adir.
Adir is in jail.
Not anymore. He wants a truce. Wants to work with you. Work with us. To do what? To kill Russians. With their own weapons.
The warhead.
That's Adir. He wants us to join him. Or turn back. That's the message.